Here we are live at Faxon Park, big 15-6 win. I'm here with the player of the game, Patrick Harrington, former Northeastern University pitcher and Assumption College pitcher as well. Had a big game out there at the dish. I know you pitched in college, but 4 for 4 at the dish. A double, 3 runs scored, probably 3 or 4 RBIs in there. What went into your approach tonight at the dish?
I was looking for just to go where the ball was placed and not try to do too much with it. I think first at bat, I tried to pull it and elevate. Got lucky, got by the guy, but then worked me outside a little bit, and I was happy to go with it and just get on base and move the runners along.
Love that. It's a great approach. Obviously, just trying to move guys up. How was your arm feeling at shortstop? You showcased the arm talent. I mean, that throw across the diamond, you had a couple of great throws at probably high 90s. It looked like there were some cannons in there.
Yeah, it felt good. Haven't really released the arm in a couple of years, so it felt good to just get back, hawk one back, and throw as hard as I can across the diamond to home. A couple slip away here and there, but if the conversion's pretty high, I'm happy with it. So
Coach Glavin would be happy with what you did at the plate, though. I mean, could have gotten you a pinch hit opportunity, maybe.
I would love to, but I don't think he trusts me at the dish. But seeing me work at counts, I think he'd be okay with that.
100%. So how did you become a free agent acquisition for this team? I know Chris kind of recruited you pretty late into the season, a week or two ago, right?
Yeah, like many love stories, they happen in the middle of the elevator at our office. So I was holding a backpack and then sparked conversation, and from there, my teams have been lit up every day about this season. So it's been a great experience so far. I wish I saw him earlier.
It's huge to have you in the lineup because we lost 8 games in a row. It's big to have somebody at shortstop that's obviously making their plays, obviously hitting as well. What do you see from the rest of the guys around you tonight? You saw obviously some guys making plays at second. Nick was awesome there. Yep. Chris pitched very well for a guy who hasn't pitched in 5 years. You saw Mully making some plays at first, hitting the ball. White Bryan running around the bases. What did you see around the diamond, I should say?
Just saw a lot of energy out of the team. First inning we jumped out, I think got 6 runs. So starting the game off early, a lot of energy, very fluid team. It's very comfortable with each other. Not afraid to get on each other, in a friendly way. So very comfortable environment. We know we can trust each other back there. Great, as you said, great defense everywhere. So can't complain. A lot of trust in everyone there. So I think that's just what sparks it.
Last question I'll ask. A few years ago, we were talking before the game tonight about you pitching against the Boston Red Sox in the spring training game, Northeastern versus the Red Sox. You pitched against Yoshida, Deves, Jaron Duran, Casas was in that lineup. What was that experience like? I know now this is obviously not a thing that just happened tonight, but what was that experience like?
Yeah, that was surreal. It's, the guys you go to Fenway Park to watch, some of your idols. So being able to see them in the box in a competitive environment, it's a little nerve-wracking, but, at the end of the day, it's a game you've played probably just as long as some of them. Funny enough, but it's a great experience. It just helps you focus a little bit. You can't really make mistakes and you can just come at them, but at the end of the day, it's an exhibition game, just there to have some fun. So
absolutely. You probably weren't expecting me to know that much about Northeastern baseball heading into this, but this podcast I've been running now, it had as a radio show, now it's just a podcast running, and for years I've talked Northeastern baseball and stuff on there. So having you here just as a post-game interview is a pleasure. So thanks so much for your time, Patrick. Pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Here I am with Matt, our third baseman, second player of the game. You had an awesome game, 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, couple RBIs, some nice plays at third base. Beginning of the game, I chose to warm up with Sean. I know you were not happy with that, but would you say that was a factor in your big night tonight at the dish?
Nah, always gotta come bringing it. You gave me a little extra fire than usual because you're always my go-to, but gave me a little more fire. So yeah, gave me a little fire.
I respect that. So tonight, obviously 3 for 4 at the plate. What were you looking to do out there? Just put the ball in play, move runners up. It looked like you were just trying to hit some line drives, move guys up, and obviously get yourself a couple extra bases, which you did end up with a double. You had one tonight.
That was a triple.
You got a triple on that. You're
always going to put the ball in play. That's all it is. Putting the ball in play, using my speed to make things happen. That's all it is.
And how was playing third base? I know you've kind of, just like me, we've jumped around the diamond a lot this year between second, short, third. How was playing third base tonight?
Not bad. It's always a challenge just jumping back and forth from positions, but as I always told Maddog, I'm here wherever, infield, outfield, EH, catcher, I don't care. As long as I'm playing, that's all that matters.
How important was it to get a win tonight? I think obviously things weren't going our way. A couple close losses, it's a long season for a reason, but now getting a win heading into the last regular season game tomorrow and then the playoffs. How important was it to get a W tonight?
So huge. You got to end on strong. You got to end strong, and that was it. We came into this game knowing it was close to the end, knowing playoffs start soon, knowing we had to turn it up, hit the ball, play good defense, and we came through. Everybody played their part.
Tell me how important it is to have all your friends here in support. Obviously, Dom, Christian, they're here every single game. They don't miss a game, those guys. How important is it to have them here, obviously, to fire you up, get the team going? They know more about this team than anybody. They know everyone's names, what they did in their last at-bats. They're very important to have, obviously, your crew every time they come here. It's a pleasure being able to talk with them. But how important is it to you to have their support here just about every single game?
It's so important. Having them here, they're always there. They're always cheering us on, whether it's just me, whether it's anybody. They're always into the game, making sure everybody's amped up, making sure everybody has each other's backs. It's huge. Having supporters and having them here is huge.
Who are you choosing between Dom or Christian? Big pinch hit opportunity, let's say. Let's say it happens tomorrow. Who knows? Who's your go-to in that situation? I know Dom's been saying he wants Christian to get up. Dom doesn't want to get another at-bat here at Faxon, but who would be your go-to? Big situation, you need a pinch hit opportunity. Who are you going with?
Oh, it's Christian for sure. Dom's played. Dom went 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. Christian's played a couple times. Hasn't got on base yet, but every time he's made contact, so I got to take Christian for sure.
Love it, love it. So obviously a big game tomorrow to end the regular season. What do you want to see from this team going into tomorrow night?
Same energy we brought today. Need the energy, need the fire. You need it. We bring that tomorrow. Good things are going to happen. Then we keep bringing it for the playoffs.
100%. Just putting the ball in play, like you said, making plays, obviously on the diamond. It's a big reason we won tonight. Obviously, the energy was up, too. We saw a lot of energy, which for the first inning or two, right, we got 6 runs, and then we had a few innings in a row where we didn't score. Then after that, just started with putting guys on base, and then obviously got a lot of opportunities at the dish. And I want to talk about one play. I almost forgot. You were running from third to home. There was a great throw from the kid in center field. Throws it. The catch is standing in front of the plate with the ball.
That was brutal.
And you went inside, juked him.
That was brutal.
And somehow found a way to the plate. When you were running from third to home, did you think you were out when you saw the ball in the catcher's glove? Or did you think, all right, I'm going to go full out Darren Sproles punt return and try to juke someone here?
Well, I got halfway there, and I saw him at the ball. And first immediate thought was, Sean, why did you send me? And then I saw him look at me, and I saw him going to the side. So I'm like, he's gonna protect the mat, thinking I'm going to go to the mat. I stopped, jumped to the left. He fell. We both stared at each other. I was like, you didn't touch me. Slapped the plate. It was good. It was huge.
Patriots might need to give you an opportunity out of the backfields.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that athleticism.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm there.
Appreciate it, Matt. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. A pleasure as always, brother.
Always, Joey.
Here we are live. It's a pleasure as always. Chris Maddog McKenna, the captain, the heart and soul of this team. A pleasure to have you on here again on the podcast. Big win here tonight, 15-6. Important win considering we lost 7 or 8 in a row. There were a couple close losses in there we could have won. Things just didn't go our way, and that happens sometimes. How important was it to get this win tonight?
Very important. Where have you been all my life, for crying out loud? You know, it would be helpful. You know, listen, I'm proud of the guys. We gritted it out the whole damn way. The bats were on point. I mean, I haven't pitched in like 3 years, so I kind of I struggled a little bit, but you know, the bats picked me up. So I mean, what can I say? I'm proud of everybody.
When you had to make the decision to pitch tonight, were you a little nervous? Because you haven't pitched in 3 years. It's tough just to go up there and say, hey, I got to throw. But obviously we had no options. Green wasn't here. Steve wasn't here. Camp wasn't here. Were you a little nervous going up there?
No, dude. I could have done that blindfolded. However, if I did do it blindfolded, I probably would have done the same. There's a couple times that, I walked in, a couple dudes. There's this one guy, right? Like the 3-hitter.
Yeah.
That I was like, there's like the bases are loaded. I'm like, I'm not gonna like pitch to this massive bastard, and he faked swung because he wanted to get a good pitch, and I'm like, I'm not giving you a good pitch, you dingling. So I'll walk a guy in for all I care, and he was so pissed, but whatever.
I love that approach. Hey, go right at them, right? Why not? Come on now.
Dude, this is strategy.
You were going right at some of the guys, and the ones that kind of had the bat on their shoulder after they walked in that bat, you were going right at them throwing strikes, and then now it's 1-2. Now they got to swing the bat.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to give everybody a good pitch. Obviously, some guys you got to pick and choose who you give them good pitches to. For the most part, you were getting strikes.
Well, I'll tell you what, it does give you respect for the pitchers who do do this on a daily basis. Like, God bless Steve, God bless Green, God bless Camp. Because they, it's you have to be on the whole time. But
Definitely.
It's a lot less running. So I was like, nice, sweet. I barely even broke a sweat.
Yeah, 100%. You were great, obviously,
Compared
defensively.
to like left center, dude. I'm running around like a dingling.
You were great, though, defensively, too, making your plays. Talk about Patrick, though. How did you acquire him? He actually gave his side of the story, saying it was a great story, elevate us. You saw the backpack, the Northeastern backpack. You said, it could be a great recruiting pitch. What went into recruiting him to the team? Did you have to give a big-time free agency offer? I mean, it's mid-season now, so it must have been a big free agent offer you had to get him on this squad.
Well, not too much. It was, we were in the elevator. I'm like, hey, man, what position do you play? And he's got the earbuds, and he's like, what the hell are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, dude, you're playing for my softball team. And he's like, why? And I'm like, well, I don't know. Why not, man? And I was like, we got a good crew. We're missing you.
100%. He's a power bat and got the arm. And
Exactly.
Does everything. He was 4 for 4.
Yep.
And a lot of his hits, too, were big-time hits. Guys on base in front of him, moving guys up.
Yep.
Was obviously had a lot of speed on the bases. Ryan is great on the bases.
He's licking his chops to go yard, too. I can tell. Like, his first one, like, if he just got a little under it would have been a gonzo. But yeah, no, he seems like a good dude, too,
100%. I watched him play at Northeastern, so it's pretty crazy. When you texted me and said, I know someone that is going to play on our team now that played at Northeastern, and I said, I think I know him, and I obviously did.
Yeah.
When you texted the name, I was like, I know who Patrick Harrington is because I went to a lot of Northeastern baseball games over the years, so pretty crazy that you acquired him. Were you a little nervous for Dave with that throw to the plate from him? He took the ball from shortstop and threw a
Dude, Dave had three throws to the plate. Myself, Mully, and that. We didn't get all three. We got the two that they were forced. But yes, I was nervous that Dave was going to die. But I'm always nervous that Dave's going to die. But it happens.
He made his play, though. Made 2 of those 3 plays, so it's obviously good getting those plays.
He almost
in the
made
dish.
the other one, too.
And almost, it was just tough play. Had to make the tag, obviously, too, so that wasn't easy. But what's our approach going into tomorrow night? I know we might be a little bit short-staffed, but...
Yeah, I got to figure that out, man. The approach is, do the same thing. I'm not, Green bailed out. I was going to have him pitch. Later, guys. But I might have to pitch again. We'll see. Or I'll recruit Grima. So
you're going to have to recruit somebody. I mean, the lineup's going to be a little bit tough now with regulars.
Spotty, but
we're getting there, though. And now, what's our approach going into next week for the playoffs?
Well,
One game at a time?
Yeah, well, I mean, we have it depends who shows up for the most part. It really is. I mean, we had a solid lineup tonight. If we had the same lineup tonight we have in the whole damn playoffs, we could for damn run, I'll tell you that. But even if we have a totally different lineup, we could make a damn run. It just depends. So it's tricky trying to piece everything together, but it's also kind of fun. So yeah, we'll figure it out.
Any last closing remarks?
Yes, I love every single one of you guys. I would fight for you, and that's about it.
Well, Maddog,
clear eyes, full heart, can't lose.
That's it. Hey, it's softball time, right? What's that line you always say?
Oh no, yeah, feel the rhythm, feel the ride, get on up. It's softball time.
Well, there you have it. An excellent post-game interview there from both of our players of the game, and then obviously Chris Maddog McKenna. He's always great to chat with. Now I'm just going to run over the lineup really quick. In right center field, we had Sean. He was 0 for 3 with 2 walks and a run scored. A very good leadoff hitter who was always very patient at the plate, very reliable getting on base. In left center field, we had Brian, who was 2 for 4 in the game with a run scored. Always runs aggressively around the bases, which really forces the opponents to have to make a tough throw every now and then. Very lucky to have him on the team because it would be really tough to try to get him out on the bases. At pitcher, we had Maddog, who was 2 for 3 in the game with a walk and 2 runs scored. Pitched really well for his first outing in 3 years. Fielded his position very well, made a couple nice plays on ground balls back to him. Always does very well getting on base, made some strong contact in the game, was a big part of us winning. At shortstop, we had Patrick, who was 4 for 4 in the game, 3 runs scored and 4 runs batted in. As Chris and I both mentioned, he was flying around the bases and he hit the barrel of the bat every single at-bat. He was a huge midseason acquisition by Chris and definitely the favorite for Rookie of the Year in the league. Anyone who's listened to my podcast or my radio show knows that I'm a big Northeastern baseball fan, so it was really cool to chat with him about his time as a Husky in 2023. Really cool to hear about him pitching against the Red Sox as well. Patrick definitely showcased the arm talent last night at shortstop, and he showed that pitchers can hit as well. He had a great night at the plate, as we already mentioned. Looking forward to having him in the lineup for the rest of the season. I know we only have 1 game left and then the playoffs, so obviously now we got to go on a run. At first base, we had Mully, who was 1 for 4 in the game, 3 runs scored, 2 runs batted in. He put the ball in play and hit the ball hard. You can always count on Mully to give it his all at the plate, on the bases, and defensively. The Gold Glove candidate for a reason. Always great to have him in the lineup and always a pleasure being able to talk some hoops with him. At catcher, we had Dave, who was 2 for 3 in the game, 2 runs scored, and 2 runs batted in. He had a great game on both sides, on offense and defense, made some nice plays on throws to the plate, almost had another putout on a great throw from Patrick. Patrick had a cannon of a throw from basically shallow center field, threw an absolute rocket to the plate. Dave almost had the guy at the plate. Would have been tough to tag him considering the guy kind of went around Dave, but Dave made a great effort trying to make that play there. And then offensively was great. Had some huge line drive hits in that game and hustled very well around the bases. He's great to always have in the lineup. At third base, we had Matt, who was 3 for 4, a triple, 2 runs scored, and 3 runs batted in. A very well-deserved player of the game honoree alongside Patrick. As Maddog has said before, whenever Matt has a big game, the offense takes off. He was excellent last night, was absolutely locked in at the plate, and had a great juke of the catcher in that last inning. It might have been the 6th inning. Had a great juke around the catcher to get us another insurance run. And obviously, when you have him in the lineup, he can play third, short, second. Really important to have guys that can play multiple positions. And just like everybody I've already mentioned in this lineup, it's always great to have Matt in there as well. And shout out to his group, Dom, Christian, Natalie, Andrea, Bill, Landon, for always showing up and bringing energy to the squad. Best group of fans in the league for sure. Very appreciative of all of their support. At second base, we had Nick, who was 0 for 3 with a walk, a run scored, made a couple nice plays defensively at second base to get us out of a few jams. He was awesome all night there at second. In right field, we had D-Fro, who was 3 for 4 at the plate, 2 runs batted in, made a great play in right field on a nice diving play. There was a sharp hit line drive to right field, and he made a great play to get us out of a jam as well. He's been great for us all year at the plate. Definitely probably the favorite right now for most improved hitter in the league. And then closing out the lineup, I was playing left field. I was 1 for 4 in the game with a double and 2 runs batted in. Wasn't my best game at the plate. I flew out to left center field 3 times in my second, third, and fourth at-bats. But I was happy with my first at-bat, which was a hard hit line drive down the third baseline, which ended up being a double and scored 2 guys with bases loaded. So I was happy with that. I was happy with a couple plays I made in left field. But I definitely want to see some more quality at-bats out of myself in tonight's last game of the regular season, and then obviously in the playoffs as well. Anyways, that'll wrap up this episode. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to this. As always, I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Go Sports Emporium. Take care.